In today's video, we will look at some of the photos which were unexpectedly someone's last picture ever taken. You will be surprised to see how careless these people look in these pictures. But how would they have known that it is going to be their last? Let's look at the first chilling story behind these pictures. This is Morbid Network. Videos about crime in every dark corner of the universe. Subscribe to our channel to prepare for the worst. In May 2011, a 6-year-old American boy Timothy James Pittson was dropped off at school in Aurora, Illinois, by his father James Pittson. But he was picked up shortly after his father dropped him off by his mother, Amy Fry Pittson, citing a non-existent family emergency. She took him on a 3-day trip to various amusement and water parks. James, Timothy's father, called Amy several times when he found out, but she did not answer his calls. Long before Timothy Pittson's disappearance, it was well known to his family that his mother suffered from episodes of deep depression and instability. To those who knew her, however, Amy seemed to be a caring person and doting mother, nonetheless. A day later, Amy and Timothy drove to Kalahari Resort in Wisconsin Dells and were spotted on security footage in the checkout line at 10 a.m. the next day. Pittson has not been seen since. Amy called several family members, including her mother and brother-in-law, telling them that she and Timothy were safe and not in any danger.
"I have no idea why she called my brother,"
Father James later said. His brother claimed that during the call,
he could hear Timothy in the background playing or hanging out.
On that same day, Amy also called her mother. "We're fine. We'll be home in a day or two. I just need some time to figure out and try to think about how to approach this," she said. But as we know, Amy and Timothy Pittson never did return home. Later that day, Amy was seen, alone, on security cameras at a Family Dollar store, where she purchased a pen, notepaper, and envelopes. Staff at a motel which was located 80 miles away from Timothy's house found Amy's body. She had attempted suicide by cutting her wrist and neck. Reportedly, she took an overdose of antihistamines too. Timothy was found nowhere. A cryptic note was found in the motel in which Amy wrote that Timothy is fine, but you will never find him. In Amy's car, police found some of Timothy Pittson's blood on the seat, but the boy suffered from frequent nosebleeds. As for Timothy Pittson's family, they believe that their beloved boy is still alive, and that Amy secretly arranged to give the boy to another family somewhere else after James threatened her with losing custody. Detectives are convinced that Amy pulled off the main road for some reason, whether to hand over the boy to someone or dispose of his body. Police triangulated all of these factors and narrowed their search to specific areas, but they found nothing. Till today, no one knows where the boy is. Is he dead or alive? Andrew Macaulay was on a solo kayak voyage across the Tasman Sea from Australia to New Zealand in 2007. When a storm blew relentlessly and turned the Southern Ocean into a whirling mass. Macaulay fought his own battle to remain calm in the kayak, to no avail. In January 2007, Macaulay sailed a 1,600-kilometer crossing in his kayak in the open ocean between the east coast of Tasmania and the South Island of New Zealand. Many days later, with the awful storm behind him, when the Alps of New Zealand were close enough to see on the horizon, he disappeared. The next evening, the New Zealand Coast Guard received a garbled distress call. It was Macaulay, reporting that his kayak was sinking 30 miles from Milford Sound. In the recording, his voice is almost unintelligible.
Right here, what you got in cake or hit up? Emergency situation. Kayak. Yeah. He always listens for Kayak 1, your signal is muffled. Please repeat your message. We can't catch that. My kayak's sinking. Confirm your kayak is sinking, huh?
The sleeping arrangements at sea involved deploying a drift anchor, squeezing his body down into the kayak, and sealing the hatch with a bulbous fiberglass capsule fitted with an air-only ventilator, which, with its self-righting capabilities, made possible riding out the most severe storm conditions. Did the kayak collapse while he was sleeping? However, when the capsule was pivoted to its stowing position behind the cockpit, it made a kayak roll impossible due to being filled with water, like a bucket. Therefore, whenever he capsized, he had to swim out of the kayak, push it upright, and perform full self-rescue. His wife Vicky and son Finley gathered in Milford Sound to celebrate his success. Paul Caffin, the legendary sea kayaker, was also present to congratulate the man who had succeeded where he had failed.
We were planning to paddle out and wait there until Andrew came in with a bottle of whiskey and ginger beer,
Caffin told ABC Radio. On February the 18th, when he was only 120 kilometers away from his destiny, he sent a text message to Vicky and 3-year-old son Finley. "See you 9 a.m. Sunday." Who knew that they will never see each other again? The kayak was recovered about 24 hours after Macaulay's last transmission. When his kayak was recovered, only the capsule was missing aside from himself. It was presumed to have been torn off by a major wave. One of its pivot arms had been damaged. Macaulay completed 3 crossings from Australia to Tasmania via the infamous Bass Strait, as well as a 7-day solo trip through the dangerous Australian Gulf of Carpentaria, which earned him the Adventurer of the Year award from Australian Geographic in 2005. We hope the body someday will be discovered to give his family peace. A disturbing set of photographs are at the center of a mystery of the disappearance and death of 2 young Dutch women in Panama. When pictures in the camera were recovered, the girls looked really happy in the photos which were taken at the start of the hike. But when they went deep into the jungle, something astonishing happened. Chris Kremers, 21, and Lizanne Fruin, 22, went for a hike in the jungle surrounding the Baru volcano in Boquete, Panama, but they never returned. They had planned this trip for 6 months and had been hiking around the jungle for 2 weeks before going missing. A wide search operation across the jungle was done on April 6. Weeks later, with no clear leads, the operation was about to end when a local woman handed the police a blue backpack. The bag contained 2 pairs of sunglasses, a small amount of cash, 2 bras, a water bottle, and Lizanne's passport. There was also Lizanne's camera, which had 90 photos from the trip. These photos provided some clues about what happened. The call log of their phones showed that they tried to call the police many times but failed due to a bad connection. An investigative journalist discovered, among other things, that Chris and Lizanne made an SOS sign on a boulder with toilet paper. How is it possible that the original search had missed this important information about the 2 girls? 2 months after the backpack was found, a pelvic bone and foot, still inside a boot, were discovered in the same area, according to La Estrella de Panama. Full remains were found soon afterward and were assumed to be the 2 missing women. On the camera from the backpack, there are shots of them exploring the jungle on April 1st, which appear to show that all is well. Then there are no images until April 8th, when 90 unsettling nighttime pictures were taken with flash in the middle of the jungle with timestamps between 1 o'clock and 4 a.m. The cause of Kremers and Fruin tragic deaths have never been determined, and the 2 bodies that were recovered have not even been conclusively found to be either of the girls. Recently, authorities have released a statement that the girls most likely have fallen during their hike. The investigators did conclude that getting lost on the path where the women walked is very unlikely. Also, a crime is almost excluded. What remains is a fatal accident, possibly caused by an unfortunate fall, said the family of Kremers, initiators of the last search, through a spokeswoman. What do you think? Did they fall? Or are the authorities covering up a mistake at their end regarding the lack of action as soon as they did go missing? So this were the 3 chilling stories of the last pictures seen of those now missing. No one could have ever imagined that the photo that they are taking would be their last. If you like such videos, do not forget to subscribe to the channel and press the notification bell. Tell us in the comments section which case was most morbidly chilling for you. See you again with another video later this week.